name's Phil Cowley. I'm 49. I work in sales in the financial services industry. Have a fairly busy, hectic, and very different working week. So yeah, I've been looking to find a way to fit health and fitness into a lifestyle. But I knew I needed to lose weight, and I knew I didn't want to waste time doing it, and I knew I needed a realistic way to do it. That's when I saw the link from Will, um, highlighting, working particularly with people in sales, and particularly in people in that environment where there isn't a standard day-to-day working life where you go to the gym every lunchtime or you can go for a run every morning and so on. So it felt like something that resonated with me and would be something that made sense. Midlife crisis, but it's just I wanted to make a change and make a change for the better and make a lifestyle change that allowed me to continue the life I enjoy having, to have the odd beer, to have the odd pizza, but not feel guilty about it, and be able to regularly lose weight and get fitter. Whenever people talk about diets and fitness and so on, you always talk about giving something up. And that thing you're giving up is something which you look forward to and enjoy, whether it is, all the food that we all love, all the fatty foods and stuff. It's always bad foods that taste nice. When you're hungover, it's always, it's a sausage batter you crave. It isn't something healthy. So I always felt like I'd be giving something up, and in order to make a big change, it wasn't going to be easy, and so it had to be a chore. And the exercise had to be a chore in the same way that every now and again I've joined gyms and I've hated it. I've absolutely hated it, and all day I've dreaded it. So what felt different? I think, I think, to be honest, just Will listening to me. You listening to me. So understanding who I am, understanding how I work, and I could tell from the very first instance, this wasn't about you having hundreds of clients and it's all, are they training plan A, B, C, D, or E, and just fitting them in type thing. I could tell you were working out who I was, how I worked, how I mentally worked, and what I was really looking to do. So I think from the first instance, my goal, yes, I did a 12-week program, but my goal has never been to lose a certain amount of weight over a 12-week program. My goal was to find an exercise regime and a training regime that fitted my lifestyle.
What?
And yeah, why did it feel easier? I think back to my previous answers around Will working with me to find ways to do exercises to train that actually fitted with who I am and how my brain works and how my lifestyle is. So I love cycling, I love swimming, and I do a bit of running. I'm not a massive runner, but I know they're things I enjoy doing. So a lot of my fitness was based around doing things that I wanted to do. Yeah, it was easier than I thought it was going to be. So I didn't massively have to change. I think the change naturally happened as part of the journey. I was more mindful of things. I think I was more aware of decisions I made. Throughout all of it, I've been more aware of everything I put in my mouth. I am aware of every time I do exercise. I'm aware of it. I love tracking things now. I never used to like tracking things. I now love tracking things. I love the satisfaction of knowing that, again, the sort of psychology of how we work and why we do things and so on. And actually, one of the things I found, and one of the things that we ended up talking about a lot during my program, was actually how these disciplines and these ways that we talk to ourselves and what we tell ourselves sometimes, can be the case in both training and in work. So I found that things that I put off in work that I felt I didn't really want to do, so I'd always find an excuse not to do them. Again, Will and I work with those sort of things, a bit like training, to find out things why I didn't want to do them, and actually, is there a better way of doing them, or or actually are they as bad as you think? There was a couple. There was one week in particular, probably about 3 or 4 weeks into the program, where I was really getting into it, and I had a very hectic week where I was going to two seminars and conferences, both of which were staying at hotels with lots of people, with the usual things, lots of breaks, and with cakes and pastries and conference lunches, and going straight to wine tasting straight from the session, so no chance to go to the gym or do any exercise or anything like that, and then rushing straight to, in a car straight to another one. So Will and I talked about that those beforehand, and I said, look, I think next week, I'm literally going to fall off the wagon and not have a chance to do anything. And actually, by talking about it beforehand and sort of admitting that there's an obstacle in the way, Will gave me lots of simple ways just to manage it better. But Will gave me the tools and the almost the self knowledge to be able to be aware of where those hurdles are going to be and how to potentially deal with them, but in a way that no one else noticed. I wasn't. It felt like a shift in thinking, almost like looking at everything from a slightly different angle. Um, I enjoyed being selfish to an extent, being quite introverted, or well, inward thinking about myself. I think one of the issues that everyone has in life is everyone's so busy. You're always worrying about your friends, your family, your job, your kids, your parents, your lifestyle, your commute, you name it, money, is your job safe, all those sort of things. And you rarely think about yourself. You always put yourself last. So even though it was selfish, it's made me better at my job, more balanced in my personal life, much healthier, yeah, and happier. So what did I get out of the calls? A huge amount. I mean, I did every week. I really look forward to them, and I enjoyed the hours every time. There wasn't a week where I didn't think, you know what, there's nothing to talk about here. Even when, probably 5 or 6 weeks in, when Will had a good understanding of how it worked and what I needed to do, and where I needed guidance or maybe motivation or affirmation. We always managed to fill the time with a lot of discussion, and yeah, it was. I didn't feel like I was on the journey by myself. I felt like I had a guide. And it's very easy in life. I never want to let anyone else down, but I'll let myself down. And I felt like by doing this with Will and being on a journey with Will, that as much as anything, I didn't want to let Will down. Even though Will wasn't headmasterly, or he wasn't like not forgetting your homework type thing, but I felt he was fully engaged in the process and as keen for me to make a success of this as I was. What's the biggest success? Not just the weight loss. So I lost the weight I wanted to lose, but actually it was the genuine knowledge that the regime or the exercise or the training I do every day now is something I'm going to continue to do for the rest of my life. It just feels natural. It feels like something I do, something I enjoy, and that I can live my life in a healthy way. I have no less enjoyment than I did 3 months ago when I was, a stone and a half heavier. I have had no less enjoyment out of food. I've had more enjoyment out of food because I've felt comfortable with it, no guilt around the food. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is just knowing that I'm better at being me now, and I look after myself better. Yeah, how do I feel about how far I've come? I'm amazed, really, really, really chuffed. I mean, I look back at, I remember having the first call with Will and thinking, do I do this? Do I not? Is this silly? Am I throwing money away? Can I not just do this myself? I'm sure I can do this myself. I'll just do it myself. No, I won't. I'll give it a go. And had the first phone call, and Will seemed like a good guy, and he seemed like he knew what he was talking about, and he did, and he does. So I feel more committed. I feel more disciplined, and yeah, happier for it. What's Will like? Will's a great guy. So he is, naturally, in this business, he's going to have to be likable. Otherwise, it's a people business. But he's a very warm, straightforward guy. He is kind and helpful, but also strong. There was periods during the process whereby I remember saying, I don't like tracking things, so we're not going to do that. We won't do that. And he managed to, in a very understated way, almost cajole me into doing it and just trying a bit and not going over the top. So yeah, he's a really good, warm, genuine, caring guy, and you can really tell that he's doing this job because it's something he enjoys doing and he enjoys helping people. Yeah, he's a top guy. A lot of time for it. What advice would I give to someone who's thinking about doing some work with Will? I would say do it. Yeah, I'm not so mate to Will, so he has he's asked to say nice things about him. I am a genuine client who has been through the 12-week program, and it really has changed my life. I feel like a slightly different person. I'm still me, but slightly a better version, a more disciplined version, who knows himself better. So I would say just do it. Whoever you are, however you work, will find how you work and find a way to get the best out of that for you. I think the value is huge, right? So you're investing in yourself. I don't think there's anything more that you can spend your money on. If you can, spend some money on yourself to make yourself better at what you do, in terms of being healthier, fitter, more positive, a more balanced version of yourself, which then helps you work better, have better relationships, live longer, sleep better, wake up better, all those things. I don't think it's a cost at all.